My 26 meters girlfriend, 23F, refuses to cover up even though we have a roommate, 24 meters. I've been with my girlfriend for almost 2 years. 6 months ago we moved in together and a month ago we rented out our basement. Ever since we started living together my girlfriend would walk around topless. Which obviously I didn't mind. But after our roommate moved in I thought she would at least start wearing a t-shirt around the house. But she didn't. I even asked her to cover up. Because I don't want her flashing her boobs to another guy. But she said she's comfortable like that and refuses to cover up. And honestly it bothers me but she just ignores it. I feel helpless. How do I get her to cover up? Has the roommate said anything about it? I'd phrase the ask like this: our roommate didn't consent to seeing that and it's unfair to him. As this is true, the roommate didn't consent to witnessing that. I'd be highly uncomfortable if I was your roommate. Instead of phrasing it as making you uncomfortable. Info. Does she walk around topless when her family comes over? I say test that theory. You have expressed your boundary. And she has told you that she doesn't share that boundary. You don't get her to cover up. You get a girlfriend who has similar boundaries to you. Anything else is just trying to pound a square peg into a round hole. If it's that big a deal to you, make it clear. If she won't budge, consider your options and do what's best for you. She doesn't owe you her clothing choice or lack thereof. But you don't owe her your relationship. One thing people need to understand is that they can't change their partner's behavior. A lot of people are stuck in relationships trying to change their partner so that they can continue. And it never happens and they eventually get frustrated, hurt or just learn to live with it. A cheater will always be a cheater. An attention seeker will always be an attention seeker, etc. Don't waste your time trying to convince her. If it is taking away your peace, either kick the roommate or learn to be okay with it or break up. These are your 3 options. Her changing her attitude isn't happening. That's weird, honestly. Not only for you but to her roommate too. Like if the roles were reversed and my roommate's boyfriend flashed his wiener walking around the house, I would be highly disturbed. She has a right to her opinion and boundaries and you have a right to yours. Explain to her you do not want to control her. But this makes you extremely uncomfortable and you have a hard boundary on your part as well. If she does not understand and be willing to amend for you, then flashing her breasts is more important to her than your feelings and relationship. That would say it all in time for the 2 of you to move on separately to find people more compatible with each other's boundaries. Your partner has autonomy over her body and her actions. And you have control solely of your body and actions. You have expressed that you don't want your partner to flash another person with her breasts. And yet she ignores, dismisses your concern. You need to either decide to break up or put up with her behavior. Since y'all have reached an impasse, I would suggest you break things up and find a partner who is more aligned with you. So your partner can also find someone more aligned with them and their comfort with nudity. I don't know if your roommate is uncomfortable or not. But my horrific ex-roommate pulled the topless, almost completely nude act on a guy who moved in and he 100% felt harassed and uncomfortable. Precipitated a huge drama. Regardless, I'd say the compromise is that she can go topless in your room. But like, come on. When you share spaces you have to sometimes do things you'd rather not. Like not walk around nude and cover up. P.S. Exposed breasts are not the same as an exposed penis. It's a completely different scenario. Doesn't mean the girlfriend shouldn't cover up. But it's a false equivalence. If she were flashing her pussy, then yes, you could make that comparison. So you're telling me, for example, you come home from work or elsewhere and your girlfriend is sitting on the sofa topless with another man and you haven't broke up with her, lol. Could never be me. Well, definitively start by posting your actual relationships that you need advice with rather than made up posts, or at least try to put in more effort into making it believable. It's her choice. Do you walk around topless? She shouldn't be shamed for being comfortable. When she covers up should be up to her. I think this is fake, 'cause that is how weird this is. Tears of joy. Would she be okay if the roommate was a female and walked round with boobs out and you seeing? If not, then she would agree she is doing something wrong. It may be that she is exploring interests in nudism. Woman shrugging. Naturist? Can't think what it's actually called. I would sit her down and talk. Firstly, if my hubby told me to start wearing bras because fellas check out my boobs, I would tell him to jump, tbh. I mean, he never will, as he loves others checking me out. I hate wearing bras and don't care if other look. Or even when girls get angry at me that their man is looking. We all have nipples. Woman shrugging. As someone who loves to walk around naked. Whoops. I covered up when roommates were in the picture. I wasn't just living with my partner. Not to start stuff, but does she want to get with the roommate? Why else would you be doing that? Loudly crying. Look, if you get to forcing her, it could get rough. And honestly, you being the guy, it's not worth it. Would come off as controlling. She gets to decide what she wears. And you get to decide what kind of girl you want to be with. If you love her and she loves you, a conversation should be able to sort this out. No relationship would work if everyone just did what they wanted without being considerate towards their partner's opinions. You are not wrong in asking. She is not wrong in refusing. And if you can't work such a simple thing out, I'm afraid y'all aren't the perfect match. I hope it works out and she comes around for your sake. Stay strong. I don't know how some men do it, but honestly, if my partner behaved like this, I'd bounce. This is not appropriate for someone who claims to be in a relationship. It's not empowering to prance around half naked in front of another person while your partner is there. What if this other dude doesn't consent to this exhibitionism? She's an attention seeker bro who wants you two to fight for her. Yikes. I guess my question is, does she cover up around her parents, grandparents? She was made for the nudist colony.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.